Hey guys, so I saw this today and I wanted to share it with you guys because this thing freaking triggered me hard. And I do recommend um, getting some popcorn or just making sure you don't have anything to throw at the wall because this thing really pissed me off. I'm not too sure if you're going to feel the same way I do, but so let me preface this by saying that the following is just my opinion. Um, And I would personally recommend if you do watch their video, just my recommendation. I don't know if they have monetization turned on or not, but if you do have ad blocker, turn off your ad blocker. If not just for one of their videos, but if you check out any of their videos, in my opinion, I don't think you should support a channel like that with ad revenue, even if it's like 0.0001 cents. Because in my opinion, this family vlogger is a bunch of freaking fake asses. And it really, like, I shouldn't say that, right? Because they have 1 million subscribers. Look at me. I got 4.860 or so subscribers. If any of them go over to me, they'll be like, you're just hating, she's our god. Fuck that. Fuck that. So, okay, so let me show you this. So what they did is they euthanized their 9-year-old dog for aggressive behavior. Now, I did not jump on this bandwagon because they just euthanized their dog. I like to look at everything, right? You guys know that. I like to look at evidence, I like to look at footage, and I like to come to my own decisions. I want to hear about I want to figure out, like, why are people mad? Are they mad just because they euthanize it, or is it because something that they did or didn't do, or something that they failed to say, or if they're just um, just kind of milking it for views. And my personal opinion, if you watch this video, they're so freaking fake. It's so annoying. And this is my problem with some of these vloggers because, like, they do things to get views. And it's like if something sad happens, they gotta really play up the sadness. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, look at this pose. You see this left and the right? Like, look at that. Like, this is bad acting 101, okay? And somehow these people have this chick and her husband have like over 1 million subscribers. I don't know what value they add in the world. I know that sounds so harsh for me to say, but seriously, like, what? Is it her freaking acting abilities? Is it the drama? I don't know, but I definitely am aware about this person. I will never ever look at their channel again, or if I do, I'm going to make sure I have ad blocker. And I suggest you guys do the same. So this is the downside about vlogging. If you are making a YouTube channel and you want to rake in money and you want to do vlogging, right? You got to have like the really like emotional moments, or like the really, how would I say it? Like try to really make people listen as long as they can, and you got to tug at the heartstrings, and yeah, you got to work on your, like, I'm so sad. But they're not. I mean, I feel like I'm a freaking better actress than these two people, and I don't even act. I think I'm. Yeah. So look at this. So they said their dog bit their 1-year-old son because their son was taking food away from the dog, right? So he had a little mark and the injury wasn't bad. But it's not just that. So there's this one part where he says, in the moment, I'm thinking I grew up with the movie Old Yeller, and I wanted to pick up Bowser by the back of the neck and take him to the backyard and put him down right there. And then they also said that he had injured other dogs previously, right? So they said, right? They said that rehoming was not an option. One of the things that they said was, even if you give the dog away, if the dog bites someone else, that's your problem. Now, I would love to have this discussion with you guys because I call that as bullshit, right? For instance, right? Let's say if I had a dog, right? Or let's say I had a dog and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, the dog doesn't really like me. Let me give it away. 2 years later, the dog that I gave away to someone else bit someone. Am I liable for that? In my opinion, no. I believe under the law, pets are considered either property or they're considered livestock. So, how can, just like if you have a vehicle, right? Let's say you drive a vehicle and then you give it away and then it seems like it's perfect, right? It passes a safety check, but someone crashes the vehicle or something happens to it. Are you liable? In my opinion, no. So I don't believe that. I think that there is definitely some deception going on. just my opinion. Okay, I could be wrong, but it triggered me so much that I really wanted to make a video about this. So look at this. And then they said, like, we didn't want to make this decision, as you can imagine. I'm not kidding when I say this was one of my saddest days of my life. And I'm so grateful we got to hold him and kiss him while I passed. Okay, that seems okay, but I really recommend watching this video. And yeah, if you guys check it out, please make sure you turn off your ad. Make sure you turn on your ad blocker. Don't turn it off. Turn on your ad blocker if you have ad blocker. I do have ad blocker on. I very, very rarely turn it on. But if there are certain people that, let's say, they do something reprehensible, or I see something, like, I always turn on my ad blocker. 99% of the time, I do not turn on ad blocker because I feel like I rather have the content creator make 0.000 point, of a cent. Just to support them. But this one, these, in my opinion, total fake people. And that's saying it very lightly. Yeah, I'm disappointed in society that this chick has 1.28 million subscribers. So let me play this over here. So first of all, this is going to be a reading into their amazing Academy Award acting. This is what a person who has 1.28 million subscribers does to get their views. Okay?
Just like opening this video, I don't even...
You got to start with the right? Because that looks a little bit more dramatic. I want you to look at the freaking supporting actor next to her. Okay? This guy. He is such a bad actor. It's like the whole freaking time he's trying to make the sad face, and she's trying to make the sad face. I've seen people who would go through devastating situations. Typically, I don't want to give any acting tips over here, but they either remain, you can tell by their eyes that they're sad, or they don't overact. In this case, I feel that they're overacting. It's like they think they're the world's greatest actress and actor, and maybe they feel like that because they have 1.28 million subscribers. Okay, I know people are going to say, Erica, you're just bitter. You're bitter because you don't have 1. Look, it pisses me off that these people are getting this, like, maybe they're pulling the wool off, and people want to follow their bad acting. But, like, come on. Like, seriously, this is so shit.
There is no cheery way to open this video.
Okay, wait, hold on, let's go back.
Hi, guys. I feel,
look at the guy.
awkward.
Clearing your throat.
Opening this video, I don't even...
Look at him. He's like, I gotta look uncomfortable.
There is no cheery way to open this video. And so, we're here today.
Insert the sigh, look down, touch face, right? Man, I really feel the sadness here. Look at this guy. Look at the guy. Look at that. If someone told me make a sad face, that's how I would make a sad face, okay?
Share with you what's been going on in our life. Now, you already know, I mean...
The other thing I want you to focus on is look at the background as this video goes on. They've taken multiple takes of it. And I can say this because not only are they doing editing, the background lighting gets darker. Hold up. Okay, I am back. Okay, so I haven't watched the whole thing. I stopped after they mentioned God in there, and then I thought, like, yeah, I gotta make a video about this.
Well, no, you don't know by the title, but you know if you follow us on Instagram. And so I'm just gonna jump to the point.
So this guy obviously is like, okay, we gotta make a video. We're gonna make this title that gets clickbaits. We have some really sad news. Okay, so let's go back. I'm sorry, you guys.
Here today to share with you what's been going on.
Look at the body language.
Now you already know.
As Derek Bad Shake says.
You don't know by the title, but you know if you follow us on Instagram. And so I'm just going to jump to the point. And
look serious, dude.
And tell you the story and explain. So over the weekend, going into the weekend on Friday, we had to put Bowser to sleep. Man, it's so awkward saying the words. I feel like I don't even.
Does he look like he's grieving? This guy looks like he's cleaning his frickin' teeth. Come on. Look, if you have a channel with 1.28 million subscribers and you're doing frickin' video editing, you take that stuff off because you got to be consciously aware of how you're coming off as. You don't look like, I got something in my backbone or
know how to quite say it. And, Dan is with me because Bowser was, he was our dog, but he was Dan's dog.
Okay, so this is his dog, okay? So they had, a spoiler alert, they had to euthanize a dog. Do you think I would feel like this? Would I would just be like, looking like, oh, whatever, if I had to euthanize one of my pets, right? No, I would, first of all, I would not, well, I most likely would not be making a video. And if I did make a video, it would not be pulling on all these emotional ties kind of thing. Okay, hold up. I gotta get my emotional support cat over here. Okay, come here, Tub Tub. Actually, I shouldn't. I'm probably gonna yell at him.
And this was not a decision we came to lightly.
It's not a decision we came to lightly. Insert deep inhale. Look at that again.
It was our dog, but he was Dan's dog.
Look for the inhale.
And this was not a decision we came to lightly. When Dan and I were first talking about this.
Look sad, my man.
Just how this was all going to unfold and just having conversations around it. One of the
Sniffle, get ready to cry.
I said was, I was like, people aren't going to get it. Like, people are going to be upset. And Dan's response was,
this is the world's smartest woman, by the way. Of course, this is all my opinion, but she's like, I know we'll make this video, but yeah, people are going to get upset. Okay? I admit it. She has way more followers than I have, okay? I'm like a little ant compared to her.
Dan's response was, nobody's going to be as upset as I'm upset.
Okay, hold up. So he said nobody's going to be as upset as I'm upset. Yeah, that's the face of frickin' grief over here.
Upset as I am. And so that's the position that we're in today. So I feel like, I don't know, do you want to say hi? I feel like I'm just like talking.
What the hell was that? Do you want to say hi? Like, I understand this is her channel, but it's almost like, okay, yeah, the dog got euthanized. Come on, you got to interact with the camera. We got to make that money. Smile.
Well,
nervous, Mom? Okay, look at this. This is the body language of a, quote, supportive person. And I've said this before, my opinion. I'm just going to call it how I see it, right? Put head next to shoulder. I am a good wife or girlfriend or whatever she is.
I had Bowser for almost a decade, and
look at that. That is the world's saddest coffee sip. Look at this. Let's look back at it. The world's saddest coffee sip, okay? If you guys want to vlog, you guys better be taking freaking notes, okay? Body language. Okay, look at your coffee cup when you're delivering sad news and just look like, this is the world's bitterest coffee.
He's, for those of you who know him or have been around
look at that, the sad look.
He's an angel, but,
Look, did you see that? Like, what is that? Did you guys catch that little expression? Hold up, he's an angel.
For those of you who know him or
look at her expression. Once he says he's an angel, look at her expression.
He's an angel, but, he likes to get rowdy.
Yeah, that dog was an angel. Yeah, sure. I really believe you missed that dog being euthanized.
It's part of the reason why I liked him.
Oh, wait. Look.
One of the things that I liked
What was that? Was that a smirk? Was that a smirk? That looks like a smirk to me.
Decade, and he's for those of you who know him or have been around him, he's an angel, but he likes to get rowdy, and that's part of the reason why I liked him. one of the things that I liked about him. But for many, many years, for most of his life, he was an extremely dangerous animal outside the walls of my house. So he was definitely an outside animal that I had to keep inside.
Okay, so this part I do think is genuine.
Well, and Bowser was attacked when he was a puppy, and we never really talked about that very much. But that was a big turning point in Bowser's personality. So prior to the attack, Bowser could go to dog parks. Bowser was just calmer in general. And then after the attack, it just triggered something in him. And he was attacked by another bull terrier. Actually, my parents...
Look at this pretty dog. So Bowser is the dog on the left.
Bull terrier. But it's something that can happen with the breed. And so ever since then, things really took a turn.
Well, I don't need to get... there's been multiple instances, but... we could have put Bowser down a really, really long time ago, and several times, and just been putting the day off.
Because you don't want to make that decision. That's the thing.
Yes,
when you love an animal, you don't want to make that decision.
Yes, he's seriously injured a couple different dogs.
There's a sad look again.
Including Zoe, who's standing right here. Had her stitched up a couple times. But, it's... he's such a powerful animal that just... the tiniest fraction of a second of just a oops, he doesn't mean it. Or
so this part I feel like it's genuine. I don't know the dog, but I actually do believe this is genuine.
Snaps out of it, and it's just it's not good. It's so it just got to a point to where I had a son, and it didn't work out for them.
Do you not want to share the specifics of that?
Once Logan got to the point of being able to crawl around and run around by himself, he's really grabby too. He grabbed onto Bowser's ear, and Bowser didn't do anything.
Okay, so here's something important. Okay, so the toddler grabbed onto the dog's ear. Listen to this part carefully.
He's that calm, gentle giant that lives in my house, but Logan got him so good that if you know what an MMA fighter looks like, or a wrestler, they have that cauliflower ear, it just balloons up. That's what happened to Bowser's ear. You might have gotten a couple glimpses of it.
So the toddler, who is about 1 year old, squeezes this dog's ear so hard that it causes ear damage to the dog's ear. I don't know if it's a permanent thing. I know cauliflower ear for an MMA fighter tends to be permanent unless they get surgery. But yeah, that shows an incredible amount of restraint, because that must be very, very painful for the dog.
A couple videos, but it fully ballooned up, and it took about a month for it to go back down, but now it's scarred a little bit. And, there was one incident that happened. Bowser got Logan in the face, and it actually... So yeah, they give this story about the dog's temperament being good, and then something happened, right? And then the dog bit the kid in the face. Actually happened 20 minutes before we were supposed to leave to the airport to go visit her parents. So obviously it wasn't bad, but Logan still is
has a little mark.
He's still healing up from a little mark on his face from Bowser's little, we call them his dolphin teeth. So this is the size of the dog's teeth, okay? See those little tiny teeth? That is not something that, it could break skin, but it doesn't look like you're going to die from these little freaking teeth. So...
And it happened in a way that, it almost...
Look how cute this dog is.
Almost doesn't matter because the end result was the same.
It almost doesn't matter because the end result is the same. So let's go back over here. I know some people might be getting annoyed, but hear me out. So you're telling me that your toddler squeezed this dog's ear so hard that it caused damage that took 1 month for it to recover, and it has permanent scarring, right? Unfortunately, the dog was euthanized. Then when the toddler does something, and according to this one, right? What happened was is that the 1-year-old son was taking the young boy's food away from the dog, right? So the dog bites the boy in the face. She admits it wasn't that bad. She admits it wasn't that bad. But, right? It doesn't seem like it's like that big of a deal because it was a little mark. Now, one thing that stood out to me is they mentioned about 20 minutes away from them going on their flight. And I'm like, well, okay, are you saying this because the dog's attack was inconvenient to your schedule and maybe you missed your flight? Is that it? I don't know. But maybe the dog took too much of their time.
It fully ballooned up, and it took about a month for it to go back down, but
like, I hate to say this, but like, did you not think about like watching your kid so your kid doesn't squeeze the living crap out of the dog's ears?
Now it's scarred a little bit, and there was one incident that happened. Bowser got Logan in the face, and it actually happened 20 minutes before we were supposed to leave to the airport to go visit her parents. So
I think that's relevant. I think it pissed them off that this is my speculation. I think it pissed them off that this happened 20 minutes before they were going to leave, because they were probably pissed off about stuff. And in my opinion, it's just like, yeah, the dog is a handful to take care of it. Look, it bit our son. And it was a tiny little mark, but never mind that our kid squeezed the living crap out of the dog's ears. Yeah, the dog gotta go.
Obviously, it wasn't bad, but
they admit, right? It wasn't bad.
Logan still is
has a little mark.
He's still healing up from a little mark on his face
from those tiny teeth.
Those little, we call them his dolphin teeth. So.
And it happened in a way that, like...
And here's the other thing, too, right? Like, for instance, right? Anybody who lives with cats or owns cats, there's always a chance that you're going to get a little mark from a cat. For instance, I have a mark, like about a 2 or 3 inch mark on my chest from Oreo because he scratched me. Do I have any desire to put Oreo down? No! Because I understand that, yes, cats scratch and sometimes a dog bites you, and, hopefully it's not going to be too bad, but... That's one of the things that happens with animal ownership. I mean, like, look at this dog's teeth. It's so small.
I mean, it almost doesn't matter because the end result was the same. But
the end result was the same. It almost doesn't matter. No, hold up. I'm going to correct you. It does definitely matter because this would be considered to be the tipping point. A little freaking bite that leaves a little mark. There's no pictures, right? There's no pictures. There's nothing to show like how bad it was. It's just like, just trust us. It was a little mark.
The spirit of telling the story, it wasn't like Bowser attacked Logan. Just like you said, it was like
defensive.
Yeah, Logan tried to take food from him. Oh, sorry to close the window. Yeah.
Logan tried to take food from the dog. The dog reacted, left a little mark that wasn't too bad, but that was the tipping point why they wanted to euthanize the dog.
That happened in a moment where Logan stole food from him and, really got in the mix.
Like that lady said, you're always waiting for the worst thing to happen, and eventually it's like, is it going to get to a point to where someone else has to put him down, or
someone else is going to put the dog down? I think a lot of people know you don't take food away from an animal if it's trying to eat. I mean, I understand that an animal won't pass a temperament test if you send them, let's say, to the Humane Society and take the food away, and then the dog lashes out. But it's like, even for the cats, right? Like, I don't try to take their food away if they're eating because I'm like, okay, I understand. They could be kind of defensive. They can be a little hungry. The cats, they're perfectly fine. There are some times that they're moody, right? And if they were moody because I took their food away, I would kind of understand. So your 1-year-old kid is taking food away from the dog. And yeah, you just say like, yeah, the dog's got to go. We gotta euthanize a dog.
I'm forced to do it because of something that horrible happened.
Yeah. Well, sorry, you look like you're about to say.
What was the horrible thing that happened? So now they're thinking like, oh, well, yeah, the dog left a little mark on the kid. Maybe things will get worse.
Something.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say two
Maybe
things.
watch your kid.
One, so, I mean, geez, I have so many thoughts.
Teach your kid not to squeeze the dog's ears and not to take food away from the dog. I mean, it's a freaking 1-year-old, right? The freaking kid is so small, you can just scoop the kid up.
As you guys know, we're getting ready to move, and we haven't said where, so if you're like, where are you moving? It's because we haven't said it yet. But, we weren't sure what was going to happen.
By the way, for the sake of keeping this video a little bit more streamlined, I'm going to read chat after this, okay? So I'm kind of glancing at it, but I'm mostly focused on this because I know sometimes my videos get a little convoluted.
With Bowser, because every time we move with Bowser, it is hard because he's special needs, like he said. So there's a lot that goes into transporting Bowser and even picking a new home for Bowser. Like, there's a lot to consider in that. And so it was really, it was weird to have him attack Logan,
Oh, yeah. So now it's like attacking Logan.
We're going to different places to possibly look to move.
So we were gonna move, and the dog attacked my son, and yeah, this is really weird. But yeah, I think this is a time to euthanize the dog, and they admitted, right? They admitted that the dog is like special needs, and it can go off into like this kind of state. So in my opinion, like, what better time to like euthanize your dog than when you're going to be moving, right? It's like, hey, you don't got to worry about transporting the dog anymore. The dog's gone.
And this was not what we expected. So the way this unfolded and what he mentioned about the comment, waiting for the next bite, we actually attempted to rehome Bowser because, like we said, we know that.
Look at this guy. He's like, I'm really sad.
He's our little clown. He was our clown angel. I don't. It's sorry if I'm awkward. It's just finding the words are really awkward because it's emotional.
It's emotional. I don't believe that.
I contacted the Humane Society, and we had a long discussion with someone over there, and
listen to this part really carefully.
Basically, she made it clear to us that rehoming Bowser was not an option because he had been with us from birth, basically.
Do you know how many people donate rehome cats because, let's say, the owner passed away or something? I've seen senior animals, right? But it's like, no, we can't rehome your dog because you've been with it for 9 years. Oh, get the out of here.
I mean, Dan was he was Dan's spirit animal.
Look at this. Nothing better to try and soften a situation like this than putting a nice smiley face. Smile. Smile. I know this dog didn't anticipate getting euthanized because, well, in my opinion, the owners were just inept.
Dan was his spirit human,
Spirit human, yeah.
So they were.
Now the dog is definitely a spirit animal.
Bonded. And,
they bonded.
Even rehoming, apparently, from what we're gathering now, when you rehome a dog, it's still like your liability if the dog were to attack someone. So it doesn't just.
So hold up a second. So let's say this, right? So if I had a dog, right, or if we had Oreo, right, and we gave away Oreo, in the future, even if you relinquish ownership, if Oreo attacks someone and scratches them, then I would be liable for it. Right? That doesn't make freaking sense. Like, do you know how many people would not want to adopt dogs or cats or parrots if they knew that, yeah, if they knew that, or how many people would not want to give up their animal for adoption if they knew that they would be held liable for that? Like, in my opinion, this is a total piece of fake crap. I think it's lies. I have never ever heard of it like, okay, yeah, yeah, we're trying to find a home for this animal. The owner surrendered it, and yeah, if you adopt this dog and this dog bites you, then you can sue the previous owner.
Don't just give the liability apparently to the next owner. So apparently, from what we're gathering now, when you rehome a dog, it's still like your liability if the dog were to attack someone. So it doesn't just, you don't just give the liability apparently to the next owner, supposedly. Maybe that's a state by state thing. And basically,
you can't.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Basically, let's go back. Pity me. Feel sad for
now
me.
when you rehome a dog,
look at her. Look what she does.
Like your liability if the dog
she looks
were
down
to attack someone. So it doesn't just, you don't just give the liability apparently to the next owner, supposedly. Maybe that's a state by state thing. And basically,
you can't even get out the front door.
You can't even know. We're always like, quick, close the garage, like, because. I mean, seriously.
Well, this is background, and this is other information, right? So right now they're talking about liability if the animal attacks someone else after you relinquish ownership, and now they're talking about this dog is so, I don't know, so powerful or so gung-ho about maybe attacking another animal, like if it smells another dog, and then it just chases after it. Now, you guys, I don't own a dog. I've never owned a dog, so I cannot vouch and tell you guys if this is true or not. But I'm sure some people in this chat have owned powerful dogs. I think this was what kind of dog was this? A bull terrier. You guys can tell me if this stuff sounds legit or not. There was one part where they said that the dog was running so powerfully that the nails ripped out. You guys can hear about it. I kind of question that because like if a dog's nails rip out, that would indicate that they're being pulled somewhere, right? Not that they're running, because when they run, they dig in and then they let go. I've never heard of, let's say, any dog having damage to the nails because they were just simply running.
The guy that came over to help us with Bowser's passing, to put Bowser down, he's from Australia.
Okay, here's the background.
The garage, like, because, I mean, seriously, the guy that came over to help us with Bowser's passing.
Okay, this is another part, but listen to this.
To put Bowser down, he's from Australia, and that's one of the first things he said when he got.
Sorry if anybody's from Australia. I don't want to pick on you guys.
He was like, whoa, these are the dogs that are used to hunt hogs because they're so strong. And he's like, you're so lucky that this didn't result in anything worse. And that was what the woman on the phone had said. We kind of relayed to her all of the instances where Bowser had shown aggression and we were scared. And by the end, she was like, it sounds like you're just waiting for Bowser's worst attack to happen.
It was so.
So here's the thing, right? Like, I don't want to lump all like bull terriers or pit bulls all and say like, yeah, you know, these dogs are really powerful and they can hunt and they can kill things, so you know they're an attack waiting to happen. I truly believe that training is incredibly important. For me personally, although I do like dogs like Dobermans and I like bigger dogs, I would not feel comfortable owning a dog like that because I understand that you want to have training. And I feel like maybe I just wouldn't be a good trainer for a dog. And that's one of the reasons why like I said, I would not want to own a Doberman or a Pit Bull or a Bull Terrier, but I have no problem with other people owning it. I just don't think I can discipline a dog. You know, you got to go through training. You got to make sure that the dog, if it has pent-up energy, it gets released and they have places to run. And for that, I just don't feel comfortable with it. It's a huge responsibility. There are many people who are really great pet owners and they know what to do or they feel comfortable with keeping up with the training. I am not one of those people. But yeah, the dangerous thing is that people watch this. 500,000 people watch this. Because the comments are turned off and the likes are turned off, it makes me think, man, someone's not going to want to adopt the Bull Terrier because then they're going to think, oh man, these dogs are used to hunt. Oh, this is like a ticking time bomb. Oh yeah, there was that guy from Australia. Remember that video that we saw? Yeah, he says like, oh yeah, that's a really powerful dog. They were lucky nothing else worse happened. You see, it causes fear mongering and it just pisses me off because there's a lot of dogs that are looking for good homes and having this clout that, yes, there's a dog that got abused or something or got, used to attack people, and then it gets lumped up with a really nice and friendly dog. Like, that kind of stuff saddens me. I've met some really nice pit bulls, by the way. Beautiful pit bulls, too.
When you make that kind of a decision or you make the appointment.
Okay, yeah. Oh, look at this. Did you see that? When you make that appointment, okay, well, look down. Okay, so first of all, they got the both synchronized head down. Okay, let's go back up. I know someone's going to be, okay, here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry. This person has 1.28 million subscribers. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get to 1 million, you guys. My acting skills aren't gonna be like. I'm not gonna be like. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, come here. Let me put my hand over your little furry shoulder. Okay, let's watch that in all its glory again. Okay, let's look. Okay, 8:55.
It's so hard because when you make that kind of a decision or you make the appointment.
Breath heavy. Close your eyes.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. She says she's sorry, and she puts her hand at her eye, and then she's like, "Wait a second. Why am I sorry and why am I crying? I should put my hand around you." Do you guys get what I'm saying? Right? It's like, I'm sorry, and she should immediately put her hand around him, but she's thinking like, oh yeah, I gotta be all sad and everything because this is my freaking video that's gonna get me a lot of views. Oh, I'm gonna be raking in that money bank, that big pile of money. Oh yeah, I'm not. Oh, freak, not my hand on my eyes. Oh yeah, put it around him. Yeah. Okay.
When you make that kind of a decision or you make the appointment.
Breath, sniff, close eyes.
I'm sorry.
Anticipating
I don't see any tears.
The death is really hard. And
there's some bad acting here.
Like I said, when
face on shoulder. So if anybody of you guys want to make a vlog channel with 1 million subscribers, you guys better take notes, okay?
I've had to, think about this decision in the past.
Heavy breath. Look down again.
I've shed tears about this.
Look at that. Look at this. Look at the timing here.
I'm sorry.
Anticipating the death.
Look, when he says I shed tears, it looks like she's rubbing away a tear.
It's really hard. And like I said, when I've had to,
Okay, hold on. Let me think. What am I going to say? Oh, yeah. Scratch the head. Yeah.
In the past, I've shed tears about this.
I've shed tears. Look at that. I've shed tears. Let's go.
I said when I've had to,
scratch face. I shed tears. Rub face.
Decision in the past, I've shed tears about this day,
years ago,
multiple times. So
multiple times.
It wasn't easy, especially afterwards for a couple days.
Yeah, I mean, we thought about 5 years ago that we were going to have to put.
Do you see this? Look at this. Where she says, I thought. Look at her face where before she says, I thought, she has this, look.
Easy, and especially afterwards for a couple days.
Yeah. See, do you see that face? Like, oh, yeah. Did you see those eyes? It's like, hey, we got to make sure we look at each other more.
Yeah, I mean, we thought about 5 years ago that we were going to have to put Bowser down after an aggression that he made on someone. And so we cried in our living room when we thought that was going to have to happen in our old apartment. It was like hours of crying. And
hours of crying when the dog attacks another person, but when your kid gets a small little mark, that's like, nope, we got to euthanize right now.
It's a long story. But the point of that is that this has In some ways, it's been anticipated for a really long time, and in others, it was completely shocking.
Can you take any bigger of a breath than that?
Never crossed my mind, oh, now we're going to have to put Bowser down. I just thought, oh, he's just got to be in the right home. But after, getting counsel from multiple professionals who are with dogs all the time, all of them said that they all said the same thing.
Well, nobody knows how to take care of Bowser except for me.
I'm sorry, you guys. Sorry, headphone users. Look at that. So they talked to multiple professionals, and he's like, nobody knows how to take care of Bowser except for me. Okay, hold up a second. So you're taking care of your dog so well that your kid squeezes the dog's ear so much that it ends up with cauliflower ear. Yeah, that's a real good job at taking care of your dog.
Take care of Bowser except for me.
Just got to be in the right home. But after, getting counsel from multiple professionals who are with dogs all the time, all of them said that they all said the same thing.
Well, nobody knows how to take care of Bowser except for me. He has to stay inside. I have a backyard. He can go out there. He's fine. But once another dog barks,
do you think nobody else has a dog that they have to keep in the backyard? Do you know how many outdoor dogs I knew about in Hawaii? Like people who would keep their dogs only in the yard and they would never walk their dog out. They would just let them roam around in their big yard. Bowser wasn't the only dog. And there are people who have, for people who rehome, let's say, abused dogs, and let's say the dog isn't well socialized, they just let them, let's say, out in an area, right? Maybe a fenced out area. Or they have some sort of training. I refuse to believe that this guy is freaking dog, the only person who can work with this dog. I think that and this is just my speculation, I think that if they had contacted some kind of bull terrier rescue or something locally, or put something out there on a Facebook group. Hey, you guys, I have a dog that really has a lot of energy, does not get along with other dogs, and might not be good with kids. Does anyone want to rehome this dog? I'm pretty damn sure someone would have said, you know what, that's a beautiful dog. I would love to take it in. I understand the dog might not be well socialized, but it's okay. That's something that I'm willing to work with. There are people who take in dogs that are less than perfect.
Aside from around the neighborhood, or he hears them jingle. Well, nobody knows how to take care of Bowser except for me. He has to stay inside. I have a backyard. He can go out there. He's fine. But once another dog barks outside from around the neighborhood, or he hears a jingle from the dog collar, he's bipolar, so he goes into this. He's
bipolar. Do you know how many dogs I've seen in Hawaii where if there's someone walking near the fence, they go, bah, 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 bah. They're not being bipolar. They're just being a defensive dog. They're trying to protect their property. They're suspicious about strangers being around. It has nothing to do with them being bipolar. I think it has to go with some kind of instinct to protect.
Other mode, the hair stands up on the back of his neck, and he'll run so hard that he'll try to go through the fence, and so he'll beat himself up on his head, and he'll run back and forth. Scuttlebutting is a bull terrier thing.
So you guys listen to this because I've never owned a dog, but they said that the dog was running or something so much like the nails ripped out. I don't know anything about that, but so far it's I've seen dogs that just go aggressively at the fence and they just bark at people. Other dogs too. It's that's just a dog thing.
They will run and they will bounce off walls, but he kind of takes it to another level and he tries to go through the wall.
I don't know about bigger breeds doing this. Maybe. I could see that happening.
Get to the dog. And sometimes he'll run so hard that he'll pull his nails out.
Is that true? Have you guys ever had a dog that ran so hard that the fingernail or the claw nail ripped out? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
So I have to save himself from himself. So
he used to hurt himself a lot.
He used to hurt himself a lot.
Dude,
Close that door.
that being said, he was an awesome.
Okay, it does happen.
Dog.
But it's not. It's not like it is an overly aggressive dog that does that. Then it's. I mean, like I was just thinking, like to myself, like, oh, I've never heard about a dog that happening, but I wouldn't point that as like, oh yeah, you know, this dog was super dangerous because it was running and then the nail ripped out. Which is kind of like what it sounds like they're saying, right? And if this happens to other dogs, and if you're a dog owner, you'll be able to think like, okay, yeah, that seems kind of normal. Versus if you're not a dog owner like I am, when you hear that, you're like, man, is this dog like a freaking serial killer or something?
He stayed clean most of the time because of that, so he got to sleep on the bed and in the bed sometimes. And you know, he was the best little snuggler.
Well, that was something.
He was the best little snuggler. So they had this portrait of this dog who's bashing its head against the fence, and then they end it with, "Yeah, if he's clean, then he can sleep with us." And yeah, he was the best snuggler. Like, maybe it's just a dog being a dog.
I was gonna say is it's a weird position. I mean, geez, for a long list of reasons. But one of the things, I know a lot of people who before kids, they didn't want to get a dog because they were worried about the kind of obvious thing of like, then the kids get there and then the dog gets jealous or aggressive or whatever. And a lot of you guys have asked us since we've had Logan, how Logan has done with the dogs. And we've told all of you over and over again that he's been fine with them. And I just want to clarify that wasn't a lie. That he in a lot of ways really has been fine and was fine with both of them. They were so good with him in so many ways. But it got harder the older he got because, when he was a baby, it was like Bowser wasn't going to go out of his way to aggress on Logan. So everything was fine. But once he got older and he could move and he got feistier, it was Logan in Bowser's space. And Logan couldn't help but grab at him and try to steal things from him and try to interrupt him when he was eating or scream at him. And so it was...
Okay, so wait a second. So I shouldn't say this. This is not going to be polite for me to say it. But what kind of parents do you think you are to allow your kid to just like bully around your dog? Right? It's like, I feel like this kid possibly terrorized the dog, and then the dog's pissed off about it, right? And then instead of stopping the kid, it's just like, oh yeah, Bowser, you gotta be tolerant of it, because that's our baby. Yeah. And if you attack, then it's all on you. It's not on our baby. Okay.
Everything was fine. But once he got older and he could move and he got feistier, it was Logan in Bowser's space.
So if you look at it, and this is her channel, you can see the guy is next to her, and I feel like there are times where she's like, okay, just take my lead. I feel like that's with the body language, right? Like, take my lead, and I'll do the great emotional thing so people check our channel and, they feel sympathy for us. But I think it backfired because it's like, look, you don't even have the like or dislike rate anymore and there's no comments. And I don't think there's any monetization on here. But still, if I'm just the only one without monetization, like, make sure you turn on your ad blocker if you decide to watch this in full. Don't give them like a fraction of a penny. Seriously.
He got... Because, when he was a baby, it was like Bowser wasn't going to go out of his way to aggress on Logan. So everything was fine. But once he got older and he could move and he got feistier, it was Logan in Bowser's space. And Logan couldn't help but grab at him and try to steal things from him and try to interrupt him when he was eating or scream at him. And so it was almost kind of unfair to Bowser because it was like, he's a good dog. Ish. I mean, we told you we had born him years ago thinking he was going to have to go. because of those things, but he wasn't doing really anything to Logan. But the problem was once Logan got older and once Bowser crossed that line, I mean, I don't even feel like
once Bowser crossed that line. Hold up a second. So yeah, my little prince over here, my kid is just doing all this stuff. But yeah, once Bowser crossed the line, then Bowser gotta go.
explaining.
Bowser's new routine is, he's got his normal.
Because of those things, but he wasn't doing really anything to Logan. But the problem was once Logan got older and once Bowser crossed that line, I mean, I don't even
blame on Bowser.
Bowser's new routine is,
Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I talked over that.
Doing really anything to Logan, but the problem was once Logan got older and once Bowser crossed that line, I mean, I don't even feel like I have to explain it.
Bowser's new routine is, he's got his normal corner and he's taking a rest. If Bowser's in the mood and his attention is on him, he'll walk over to Bowser, and Bowser doesn't want to get grabbed on, so he knows he has to get up and move
every time.
So he
has to get up quickly. Or relaxing. It's like,
yes, and it's always accompanied with a growl. So
did you hear that? So look at this. So the dog is trying to sleep. The kid is up. They witness this stuff, right? So the dog gets up, right, moves, and because it got wakened up, it growls. That is a dangerous dog, you guys. How dare that dog growl at that kid who woke it up? A 1-year-old now, not a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old. Light enough that the parent could have said, okay, kid, you stay in this room. This is your play area. Dog, you get the rest of it. Did the parents not even hear about this thing called a child safety gate? They make them. They're not very expensive. And I'm sure with 1.28 million subscribers, you can afford 1 or 10 or 20, maybe even 50 with your YouTube revenue.
He's always it's like a grumpy growl, and I have to move, and he'll move to the next spot. And then if Logan follows him, it's a growl and move. And so I got to split them up. And so that was, that wasn't the thing all the time because Bowser could come over to Logan with a wagging tail.
Yeah, play with him.
Grabbing at him, and Bowser's licking the food that's on his face,
Yeah, things just became more complicated in this mid phase of like he's not a baby, but he's not old enough to know better how to control himself, really.
Babygate, use some of that YouTube money and buy yourself a $10 or $20 Babygate.
And so that just made Bowser really unpredictable. And
Bowser's unpredictable. Yeah, because the kid is young enough, right? Kid doesn't know what he does. Okay, I'm not gonna blame the kid really, but I mean, like I said, Babygate. Could have avoided this situation.
Like, God willing, we have more children, well, then it's going to start all over again. And then who knows what kind of chaos is going to be there with the 2 kids. Combined with the fact that Bowser is older. Combined with the fact that he already got physical on Logan.
He got physical on Logan, yeah, because you didn't use a Babygate.
Combined with the fact that he's done this before. It was so much.
It's not like we scheduled him to get put down.
Look at that. It's not like we scheduled him to get... Like, Matt, oh my goodness. You're really going to bring that up right now?
The day we got back from vacation.
Hold on, listen to this.
Combined with the fact that Bowser is older. Combined with the fact that he already got physical on Logan. Combined with the fact that he's done this before. It was so much.
It's not like we scheduled him to get put down the day we got back from vacation.
No.
Look at this reaction. No. See, you can tell who the influencer here is.
Scheduled him to get put down.
Look at her. Look at her reaction.
We got back from vacation.
In case any of you viewers think it was her idea or something, or they knew what they were going to do.
No. We hadn't even thought about it still when we left. We were just like, Bowser's got to get out of here. He's got to be rehomed. Like, this is not the appropriate home for him. And like I said, it was that conversation with that woman that was like, you guys, you can't.
Well, we were out the door, right? And in the moment, I'm thinking,
look at this. Have sympathy for her. They've been through a really tough time with this dog.
Grew up with the movie Old Yeller.
Okay, this is the part that frickin' made me think. So remember, the dog Bowser is his dog. Okay. Now, in my opinion, you're gonna see a moment where there is a crack. a crack in his facade because it gets really dark in my opinion, and feel free to tell me I'm wrong here, okay? But when you look at his facade and you see how he is, it's just like, whoa, this is kind of freaking out of place. Like, it makes me think like, yeah, this guy just thought of some, I don't want to say dark things, but it doesn't look like he was so beat up about the dog being euthanized. And that's just my opinion.
That woman was like, you guys
focus on him.
Well, we were out the door, right? And in the moment, I'm thinking, I grew up with the movie Old Yeller, and I wanted to pick Bowser up by the back of the neck and take him into the backyard and put him down right there. We actually didn't end up leaving.
Did you catch that? So I'm assuming that when they were leaving to go to the airport, because remember this happened 20 minutes before they had to go to the airport, when he saw the dog bit his kid because the kid was trying to take away his food, he thought like, yeah, I want to take the dog out back and, dispatch the dog. Like, is this really what you say to an animal that you've had for 9 years, that you claim that you love, that you say is your spirit animal? No. In my opinion, no. Like, I would never, ever, ever think about dispatching any animal by myself just because it left a little mark on a kid, right? It's like, okay, well, look at the situation. What happened? Did the dog just randomly attack the kid? No. It's because the kid tried to grab the food bowl. And I know I'm repeating myself, but if they used a thing like a baby gate and said, okay, Bowser, your food is over here. Kid, you got to stay in this room all day. I mean, the kid's only 1 year old, okay? The kid doesn't need to be traveling all over the place, especially if it's mealtime for the dog. Yeah. Then, yeah, I just don't see it. It's like the dog was like bipolar or erratic or anything like that. So, yeah, you guys gotta watch this over again.
I wanted to pick Bowser up by the back of the neck.
Look at the movements here. Like, really, you love this dog and you're gonna use the hand movements of picking up a dog by the back of the neck? Look at his eyes.
And take him into the back.
Doesn't her eyes look kind of dead? Doesn't it look like, oh crap, okay, make it look like I'm really sad, but her eyes look so empty and hollow. I don't know if it's just me, but it looks kind of like empty and hollow. Okay, you guys can watch this again.
We're out the door, right? And in the moment, I'm thinking,
this is all scripted.
I grew up with the movie Old Yeller, and I wanted to pick Bowser up by the back of the neck and take him into the backyard and put him down right there. We actually didn't end up leaving that day. We ended up going to the airport, and then there was just a few things that happened, and we just canceled it and scheduled it for the next day. So we got home, and we ended up having like the best day. Like, all day ended up being, I just remember saying that out loud. Like, I'm glad we didn't travel today and have the worst day. We came back and we all had the best day together. So,
really, the best day? This is one of the days that has a tipping point for you deciding to put your dog down. This is really going to be one of the best days? Seriously? That's how you're going to word it? Look at this. Look at her face. Look, he sighs, and then she's trying to read him.
Had the best day together.
Look at this. That's so freaking fake. That's so fake. Okay, sorry, you guys. I gotta replay this. I'm not gonna pause it here.
Didn't travel today and have the worst day. We came back and we all had the best day together. So.
Yeah, so
no, that was a quick recovery. Wasn't that a quick recovery? So she puts her head down and she's like, "Okay, yeah, time for me to keep telling this story."
It was really rough after,
Look at this guy's face over here. I mean, this is like the expressions Oreo gives me when he wants food. Oh, I feel sad for me. Pity me.
It was really rough after,
Look at the guy's face. It's like twitching. Like he has the. I wonder if his face is twitching because he has to keep this perpetual frown over here. I mean, this is hard, okay? Like I can't imagine going through. This is not just one take, okay? This is multiple takes where you got to be like, okay, I got to look really sad and just put on my best Oreo face, like I haven't got fed in 2 days or 2 weeks. Okay.
Had a really great day with him. He was fed really good food, taken on a really beautiful outdoor drive.
Hold up. Well, what is up with that whole eyebrow thing? Her face goes down. He looks at the camera and then his eyebrow raises.
Yeah, so...
Then he looks away and then he's like, okay, gotta maintain composure.
Like he said, it was really rough after, it happened on Friday and we woke up and had a really great day with him. He was fed really good food, taken on a really beautiful outdoor
So when did they euthanize him? They did this on Friday, but I don't know when they did this.
The weather, unlike today, was perfect. It was so beautiful. We played with Bowser in the back and soaked up the sun and just relaxed with him. And like I mentioned, we did it at our house, so we paid for the anesthesiologist person to come
over. It was a beautiful day to put down my dog.
And
just want to know, in case you questioned about how his passing was, we made sure that it was just the perfect, amazing day.
Good that we got to do it there. He had another dog of his in the past that had to be put down because of illness. And
look, he had to put a dog down because of illness.
And, had to do it the more traditional way at the facility. And we were just like, we couldn't do that. So
I got a special bull terrier muzzle. It's like, it's got to be able to fit their head, their nose and their head are like the same. So
it's a cone. Yeah.
So I didn't want to have to put him in that and then him get super anxious or pissed or whatever being around, a new place.
Transporting. So they're talking about the muzzle because they were going to transport him to the vet. I think I might have missed something, so let's go back a little. Just because I feel like between 1546 and here, it's like I lost track of days. So you guys can just watch.
Like all day ended up.
Just like, Bowser's got to get out of here. He's got to be rehomed. Like, this is not the appropriate home.
Sorry, you guys. I'm going to
like I said, it was that conversation with that woman that was like, you guys, you can't.
Well, we were out the door, right? And in the moment, I'm thinking, I grew up with the movie Old Yeller, and I wanted to pick Bowser up by the back of the neck and take him into the backyard and put him down right there. We actually didn't end up leaving that day. We ended up going to the airport, and then there was just a few things that happened, and we just canceled it and scheduled it for the next day. So we got home, and we ended up having like the best day. Like all day ended up being. I just remember. It's
sad that they said that they rescheduled their flight to be the next day. So let's say if their flight was on Thursday, right? They rescheduled it so it was Friday. So on Thursday, right, they said they're happy they didn't go to the flight because it was the best day ever. So I wonder, it's like, so your dog bit your kid because your kid tried to take away its food. You say you missed your flight, but you had the best day ever. But that didn't talk you out of euthanizing your dog. Like, really, is that really a great day for the dog? In my opinion, no. It's like, that's kind of some sick stuff. It's like, I would never say like, oh yeah, I miss, let's say if I had a dog, right? Oh yeah, my dog bit my kid and I had to reschedule my flight. And I'm happy I rescheduled my flight for the following day because I had a really amazing day on Thursday. And but that didn't change my mind to euthanize my dog. Like, you see?
Saying that out loud, like I'm glad we didn't travel today and have the worst day. We came back and we all had the best day together. So
Bowser probably thought he was forgiven.
Yeah. So like he said, it was really rough. After, it happened on Friday, and we woke up and had a really great day with him. He was fed really good food, taken on a really beautiful outdoor drive. The weather, unlike today, was perfect. It
Perfect day to be euthanized.
was so beautiful. We played.
Thank you for telling us how beautiful your dog's last day was. Your perfectly healthy bull terrier that did not maul your child. It had a little scratch. That was it.
With Bowser in the back and soaked up the sun and just relaxed with him. And like I mentioned, we did it at our house. So we paid.
Look at that. He's like, okay, immediately after he cleans his mouth or his beard, you'll see him go right into sad eyebrow mode again.
And like I mentioned, we did it at our house. So we
and the upturned eyebrows. I'm sad. I only got 8 minutes left of this video.
The anesthesiologist person to come over. And it was good that we got to do it there. He had another dog of his in the past that had to be put down because of illness and age, and had to do it the more traditional way at the facility. And we were just like, we couldn't do that. So.
Yeah, they have so much empathy and so much regard for the dog that they could not let this dog go off in the facility. Now, let's be real here. Let's read between the lines here. So after she mentions this, right? He says that he doesn't want to put the muzzle on the dog. So I think the reason why they did not want to do this, and this is just my speculation, is because it would be additional work for them to transport the dog. The dog would be stressed out. They have to muzzle it, right? So if you're gonna put down the dog anyway, like, save yourself some trouble. Just have like the vet do it, right? It's like, well, yeah, okay. Well, the dog's been a handful. Yeah. Just do it at home. We have enough money. I have 1.28 million subscribers. This will be a chump change.
So
I got a special bull terrier muzzle. It's like, it's got to be able to fit their head, the nose and their head are like the same. So
it's a cone. Yeah.
So I didn't want to have to put him in that and then him get super anxious or pissed or whatever being around. A new place, it's obviously scary. He knows what's happening.
And then we're stressed. We're like having to call them ahead of time and be like, okay, we're about to come in the door. Is everyone secure? Like, it was just
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. It's like he dreads. It's like just thinking about taking the dog to the vet or something or transporting the dog. It pisses him off. Look at his eyes.
Obviously scary. He knows what's happening.
And then we're stressed. We're like having to call
Look at that. Look at that sigh.
Ahead of time and be like, okay, we're about to come in the door. Is everyone secure? Like. It was just...
Look at that. Oh, look at this face. He's like, oh.
So thank God we were able to do that.
And look at the mouth.
You sound like you were going to say something.
No, it's just the worst day.
No, were you going to say something? No, it was just the worst day. Like, I believe this crap.
I call them ahead of time and be like, okay, we're about to come in the door. Is everyone secure? Like, it was just... So thank God we were able to do that. You sound like you were going to say something.
No, it's just the worst day.
It was the worst day. It was amazing.
It was, well, okay, here's the part. I don't know if you would consider this to be some sort of Freudian slip or something, but listen to this part.
To do that.
So she says it was the worst day, and then she follows it up with saying it was amazing. It's like, I would never, like, if we had to put down Oreo, I would never ever say that it was the worst day, but it was amazing. It would just, like, the whole freaking day would be gloomy. I wouldn't be, like, talking about no freaking amazing last day or anything like that. That's just me.
You sound like you were going to say something.
No, it's just the worst day.
It was the worst day. It was.
This is some over dramatics over here.
It's amazing because everything comes to an end, and if you're.
It was amazing because everything comes to an end. How insensitive can you be for this dog? Okay, let's listen. Sorry, you guys. I don't want anybody to be like, Erica, you just selectively paused at the wrong time.
So thank God we were able to do that. You sound like you were going to say something.
No, it's just the worst day.
It was the worst day. It was amazing because, everything comes to an end. And if you're going to have, if you have to have an end, which everything does, it was a beautiful, perfect ending in our living room, in our arms.
Oh, here comes the emotional stuff. In our arms, in our living room, around love and around peacefulness and great decor. It's almost like they want you almost forget for a split second that the dog didn't die from terminal illness. The dog died because they chose to put the dog down because of a little, scratch, or it wasn't that bad because the kid took away the food. So the kid, right? They didn't show any pictures of the injury. Do you know why? In my opinion, because they did not want to show what mark he left. If they had shown the mark, right? If they had shown the mark and they said this is the mark that they left on the kid, and let's say the mark was on the neck, then I could say, okay, I can understand why the parent put the dog down. Because maybe they would say if the dog bit too hard, it could pierce the jugular. But if it's just like a small little mark on the cheek or something, and it's like a really small mark, then I could say, well, the dog had more force to bite harder, and it's like, yeah, it bit a little, but it wasn't that bad. So I feel like they consciously did not show any pictures of it because they knew that people would call them out on their bullshit and be like, dude, you are just overreacting.
Calm. He only had one moment of tension, which is when he first, used the needle on him. He freaked out a little bit, but then he calmed right down, and we were able to hug him.
Look at him crossing his arms. It's just like, he's like, can this video be over already? Like, he's like, okay, I'm just waiting for the time to go over.
And kiss him and hold him.
Look at this. It's almost like if you were muting this, you'd be all like, what is this, an ASPCA commercial? It's like she has more emotion talking about, she has so much emotion talking about, like, we're kissing him, holding him, showering him in love. Like, all this stuff that I guess you imagine a vlogger would be specializing in, right? Trying to do this whole story time, giving you this graphic detail.
And thank him,
Thank him.
That was a lot of, like, my time.
Wait, why would you be thanking the dog that bit your kid, right? You put your dog down because it bit the kid.
Able to hug him and kiss him and hold him and thank him, And that was a lot of, like, so your time with Bowser was a lot of, like, fun things, feeding him and driving him around and hugging him and playing with him. My time with Bowser, I just spent time hugging him, and it was kind of a combination of, like, telling him how I felt and how grateful I was to him for all those years, combined with kind of like prayer to God.
Prayer to God, holy shit. I'm sorry, you guys, I can't. Prayer to God. Okay. Let's see what the prayer to God is, okay?
And thanking God, for giving us this time with him.
Thanking God for giving us this time while you're going to put the dog down because it left a little mark on your kid. So again, the dog was not terminally ill. The dog did not, viciously maul the child or anything like that. In my opinion, the biting was justified. Now, it could have been way worse, right? They didn't say our kid had to get stitches. They never said, oh, we were worried that, the bite was too big. It just sounded like a little mark. And in fact, if you go back to that Access Hollywood thing, right? They said it was a little mark and the injury wasn't bad. So with this thing, right, with their kid having a little mark and the injury not being bad, I guess they just said, this is too much. The dog scratched the kid. Or the dog bit the kid. It's thank you, God, for putting Bowser into our life. He's a great, amazing dog, but he's bipolar. Just, like, that was a word that was used to describe Bowser before. Okay?
You already know how I feel. Like, I think everything is created by God. I think that creation is so beautiful, and Bowser was so unique.
Creation is so beautiful. It sounds like you think God gave you a defect because, yeah, you're going to kill one of God's creations.
To him for all those years, combined with kind of like prayer to God, and
I'm like, don't you dare bring up freaking God in here.
God, for
see, this is how maybe I gotta start saying stuff like this on my channel. Maybe my channel will grow a little bigger. Okay, I gotta like, hopefully you guys forget this video and I'll just be like, you'll see me behind camera. You guys, I had a really tough day, but yeah, and something terrible happens, but I just want to say, to God, thank you for, all the stuff that happened in my life, and and yeah, the Eugene situation. Yeah, I'm happy that he was great. No, bad.
Us this time with him. You already know how I feel.
Giving us this time for him. The time that God gave you with him caused your little boy to have a little mark. That prompted you to euthanize your dog.
I think everything is created by God. I think that creation is so beautiful, and Bowser was so unique and special and perfect for our family.
Oh, did you hear that? Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I haven't listened to this part before. I stopped after they talked about God. Bowser was perfect for a family. Remember, Bowser is probably minutes away from being euthanized by their choice. Perfectly healthy dog. And yeah, she's saying that Bowser was perfect for our family. Why? Because that's what gets the viewers kind of like, oh, I want to subscribe to her and be the 1.29 million follower.
And perfect for our family. And, you know, we didn't have kids for, how many years of our marriage? 11, 12 years of our marriage? So Bowser really was he was our kid in our kidless years. We had a large chapter with him, and we're just so grateful to God for allowing us to have him and love him and hold him and care for him, and for me.
Oh my goodness, this is getting a bit too much. Just knowing, right? Just knowing that the dog got euthanized by them. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's like if you didn't know what happened to the dog, you would have thought that the dog died from cancer or something, right? Doesn't it sound like that?
Making us feel safe and protected and all the laughter.
Well, hold up. Making us feel safe.
Have him and love him and hold him and care for him, and for making us feel safe and protected and all the laughter and, you know, yeah. I don't even really know where. I feel like that's kind of it, huh? Yeah. We didn't want to do this, obviously. Also, we didn't,
Whoa, was this the first stammer over here? Like, I stammer sometimes, but that's a genuine thing. Like, sometimes I speak and I have, like, a mind blank, but this is the first time I've heard her stammer. And it's when she says she doesn't know what else to say.
Yeah. We didn't want to do this, obviously. Also, we didn't, when you make a hard decision, it's like you don't want to make the decision. And then on top of not wanting to make the decision, you don't want to have to relive it and tell people you made the decision. And so, this is also really hard, just, filming this video and telling you guys. But, we want everybody to know where our other family member went, what's going on. And, if you've been following...
Keep turning up that sadness, guy on the right. You're almost done. Video's almost done. Keep it up.
Following us for all these years. I mean, a large chunk of our marriage and our time with Bowser has been here in our videos on the internet. We got a lot going on right now, mentally, emotionally.
Okay, so that was an edit. I'm sure there were other edits for sure, but you can see there was a clear edit over here.
If you've been following us for all these years, I mean, a large chunk of our marriage and our time with Bowser has been here in our videos on the internet. We got a lot going on.
See, you saw the edit right there.
Mentally, emotionally, physically.
I don't even know what we even said or what we didn't say.
Sure. Oh, look at this, the solemnness. So she prefaced said that she didn't know what else to say, right? And when she asks him, he parrots her and he's like, yeah, I don't know what else more to say.
Bowser has been here in our videos on the internet. We got a lot going on right now. Mentally, emotionally, physically.
I don't even know what we even said or what we didn't say. I'm sure there was lots left out. So, all that being said, I think...
Thankfully, this dog won't be able to leave a mark on the kid, hopefully. But if it does, wait till... I won't be surprised if we hear about this dog being bipolar as well.
Bowser he was the best animal I ever owned.
This poor dog. There's still one dog left. He's the best dog.
Bowser
Look at this. Look at her expressions while he's saying this. Bowser is, and I feel like she's trying to read what he's going to say. It's like if she says something sad, she already got the frown here. See the frown?
As he was the best animal I ever owned.
This poor dog. Okay, you guys, sorry, I don't want to pause it in between because someone's going to be like, "Oh, Erica, you paused it." Dramatic pause.
Now I think the bull terrier is my favorite animal.
What? Did you see how fast that? Did you see how fast that head went up? Okay, let's go back. So without me clicking.
Really hard, just like filming this video and telling you guys in our videos on the internet. We got a lot going on.
No matter what we didn't say, I'm sure there was lots left out. So
unedit,
that
unclicky
being said,
over here.
I think Bowser he was the best animal I ever owned. Now I think the bull terrier is my favorite.
Oh, that was a fast head going up.
Oh.
Did you see that?
I want to say one more thing.
Now I think the bull terrier is my favorite animal. Period.
Oh, so after they talked about bull terriers being, the Australian guy saying bull terriers were hunting dogs or they have a lot of power. Now he says, right? He says bull terriers are the favorite animal I ever owned. Look at her expression.
Oh. I want to say one more thing, actually, before we go.
Does anybody have a reaction if someone does that kind of like, oh, like if someone told me like their favorite breed is a tuxedo cat, you won't hear me go, oh, kind of thing. It's just like, it's just so cheesy at this point. It really is cheesy.
Where's my phone? I wrote a list of things that I'll never forget about Bowser that I was going to put in my Instagram post, but I'm not. I just want to read it here really quick. So Dan had to step aside. I just wanted to read you these things.
Sorry. Okay, here's the tears. Here's the tears coming out. Finally. Not about the situation that happened. Not about euthanizing Bowser. It's just like when I read my list of all the things I love about Bowser. Oh. Okay, yeah, I got to, you know what, you guys, I really got to work on my acting lessons. Maybe I'll get to 1 million subscribers with some shitty acting. I should actually delete this video for my journey on that.
So he said things that I don't want to forget, and I will never forget about Big Bowser. The way he smelled.
Okay, let's go back.
So Dan had to step aside. I just wanted to read you these things.
If I had 1 million subscribers and I made a channel like this, like I better take some freaking acting lessons. That would be a great investment. I mean, I can look at this on a monetary standpoint and be like, oh, if I start just crying, maybe I can take some acting lessons and I'll cry about something like how salty dill pickles are or something.
So he said things that I don't want to forget, and I will never forget about Big Bowser.
Here's something interesting. So she's crying, right? She's crying. She's looking at her phone. I'm not going to falter that, but you're crying, but you're still consciously holding the dog in your left hand up in view of the camera. You see where I'm getting at? Like, I don't know anybody who would cry and say like, oh, I gotta keep holding up my cute, I think that's a Yorkie, some sort of silky terrier of some sorts, in the shot of the camera while I cry and I talk about Bowser or I talk about my dog. So yeah, this is some. Yeah, I maintain that. Nobody I know would cry holding a dog in one hand and their phone in the other hand. You would put the dog down, right? Because you would say, I'm overcome with emotion. Yeah, you don't need to show off the cute dog.
The way he smelled.
That's a beautiful dog. That is a beautiful dog. When you know exactly who's a good boy. I feel like this kind of aged poorly. Maybe it's just me. Hey, Blackberry, what are you doing on the counter? Come on, get off the counter, you. The counter is not a place for you. This is not a walking path for you, Blackberry. Come on, Blackberry. Come on, you get a hug from me. She jumped on the counter. And I'm like, Blackberry, you don't have to go on the counter. You can step on the ground. You don't have to walk all over the counter, okay? Here, let's look at this. So I'm sitting at the counter, and I see her right next to me.
The soft spot on his nose. See, his big curved head, and near the end it was really soft.
Still holding the cute dog.
The thick fur on the back of his neck. It's just like extra thick back there. His big proud chest. Because he had that's self-destruct.
That is a beautiful dog. 100%. If they posted that dog up online and they said the dog has a temperament problem or it doesn't get along with kids, you know how many times I've seen animals where they say, oh, this dog doesn't get along with small children, prefers to be solitary, needs to have a backyard. I've seen so many animals like this. So I know for a fact, this dog would have gotten a home. 100%.
But at the top, it was just so firm and up.
Oh, finally the dog's down.
His elephant toe as his paws. He had a thicker toe from the way that he stood on his paws, and we would have to Dan would have to trim it off. How his tongue was.
I'm sorry, this is gonna sound insensitive, but look at the right hand corner. Look at the bottom right hand corner. You see where the mirror is? Look there.
As his paws.
Keep looking at the right hand corner.
Toe from the way that he stood on his paws, and we would have to
run, dog, run, cute doggy, run away from her, run.
Trim it off. How his tongue would stick out when he smiled. So when he was really worked up. Zoe, come here. When he would get
no, don't come, go away, run away. You don't want to be next.
Or happy or excited, his tongue would stick out. It was just so wide.
That's such a beautiful dog.
Cute. How his tail was dipped in paint. So there was 10 hairs on the back of his tail that were just white. Everything was red except for the back of his tail was white. But it was such a small amount. So it's not his whole tail was white at the end. It was just a couple hairs. And then I put his octopus lips because on the inside of Bowser's mouth, if you flipped his lips out, they were literally had octopus. I don't know. It was really bizarre. And I'll never forget all those things, and I don't want to ever forget all those things about him. So Dan is officially out. He's feeling very emotional. And
yeah, you know why he's out? He's feeling very emotional. I'm sure he couldn't cry on camera on cue. And if he did cry, I don't know. Do they have another dog that he could hold at the same time? Do I sound kind of catty? I do sound a little catty, don't I? I just feel so bad about the dog. I think that... Yeah, anyway, I'll reserve my thoughts after the stream.
That's
after
it.
this.
I wanted to say to you guys, I wanted to give you the update, and I just wanted to let you know I'm going to be trying my best to continue to fill you guys in on things as they're changing and unfolding here in the next month or two. But just know that, a lot is changing, a lot is unfolding, and, the internet is YouTube, creating videos, sharing is my passion and my job, and I want to continue to do both. But this just kind of gives you guys an idea of some of the stuff we've been kind of walking through, and I'll just continue to keep you guys posted the best I can. But thank you again for all of your support over the years, and I don't even know what else to say. I'm just gonna go now. So, all right, say bye, Zoe. I'll see you soon. See you soon, guys.
Okay, you guys, so it is over. I'm clicking away. Let's go back over here. So this woman is now super famous, more famous than she was, because she has made it onto Access Online. And yeah, I saw this showing up, and then other people are talking about it's not okay. I most likely will change my title so it includes her name in case anybody wants to see this little breakdown over here of my little thoughts. And overall, like, I feel so bad about the dog. I really do maintain that they should have rehomed it. There is, there are no kill shelters, for instance. They could have done that. It seems like they just went to the Humane Society and then that was it. And the guy maintained, like he said, right? I'm the only person who can control him, or I'm the only one that can be with him, something along those lines. And I feel like it was really a piss poor attempt to rehome. And I stand by that statement. This dog, absolutely gorgeous. I think the temperament was really good, at least around kids. But I think the dog was, and based on what I hear, right, the dog had a lot of energy. The dog did not like other dogs, strange dogs, bark, 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 bark. But it seems like the dog got along with the tiny dog very well, because you saw some pictures where there was that tiny little Yorkie. And the Yorkie, right? I think they said the Bowser attacked the little Yorkie, though, but and I had a few stitches, but I don't know. Like, I like to see pictures about that kind of stuff. I do not think this dog was maliciously vicious. I don't think this dog was a ticking time bomb. And even if you think the dog is too dangerous for your kid, I would say try to rehome as much as possible, right? Just post an ad online and say, yeah, I have a dog and it does not like strangers. It does not get along with small kids, needs to have a big yard, and I'm sure someone would have adopted the beautiful dog. Yeah, so this situation saddens me, but what triggered me hard was this freaking bad acting, in my opinion. I don't know, there might be some people from this 1.28 million subscribers who's like, Erica, this was she's actually really good at conveying her true feelings. You're just being, you're just being too hypocritical over here. Can't you see how genuine she is with her emotions and her body language? But I think that, as she said in the end of the video, right, this is her hobby, this is her passion, or this is her job. So part of being a YouTube vlogger is you gotta have stories or present them in a way that it kind of tugs at the heartstrings of people. And who knows, maybe I will make my own vlogging thing. I'll get some lessons and try to cry over some dill pickles or something like that, saying they're too salty, and how blessed I am that God allowed dill pickles to be grown or something. I know people are gonna be like, Erica, you're just being ridiculous here, but seriously, maybe that's the stuff that gets the YouTube hits. Who knows? But let me read chat, and if you guys are tuning in, this is probably going to be the end of it. Right now I'm going to be looking at chat, because I have not been looking at chat. So this is quite a lot of messages. I'm sorry for the delay, you guys. I really wanted to try and keep this part focused, and then I'll look at chat, because you guys know I get a little off. I get a little off track when I read chat. Yeah. Okay, so Anonymous Individual said, I see no sadness at all, it's pure spugness. Yeah, I feel like throughout this whole video, he had to do this, like, long, extended periods of time of looking sad. Like, I feel like whenever I'm pausing this stuff, this guy just has this, like, upside down smiley face. Like, it's like the emoticon where you got sad face? Like, over and over and over and over. It's like, man, that's some strong facial muscles. It takes more muscles to frown than smile, right? Make a parody together with Lewis. I should make a parody. I got the lights, right? I'll just be like, I just want to tell you, Oreo gave me this paper cut, and he had a beautiful day. We walked him around, and I made sure the bullets wouldn't hit him or anything like that, and Oh, it was great. And then he lied down on a blanket. I tried my best to clean it with a lint roller, but it wasn't perfect. And yeah, it was an amazing day. We wiped his butt for the last time. Or better yet, right? I could say, yeah, I could have wiped his butt, but I just thought, like, how cute the Glandex wipes are. It's just like, yeah, I didn't want to do that to him. I didn't want to traumatize him. Remember how, like, that guy talked about the bull terrier muzzle? No, this is a vlog. This is actually, look at this chick. She's 1.28 million subscribers. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna seriously think about upping my YouTube game, you guys. I don't know, maybe I gotta do some sniffles or something, or look down and just do like, okay, Aria, hold up, I'm gonna put my head on you right now. I mean, oh wait, hold up a second. So for my storyline, for my vlog storyline, Oriole's cat scratched me, so I can't put my head on him because, yeah, I would be putting him down, according to my story parody, right? I don't think Lewis will want to do that because then someone's gonna take it for seriously, or worse, one of her 1.28 million subscribers is gonna come after my tiny freaking channel and probably report this video to be taken down. Like, oh, how dare you criticize our dear leader? Ah, crap. Yeah, I do agree. There were much better options. I mean, I know people, they get rid of their animals sometimes when they have kids. But in my opinion, I honestly think that they were stressed out, and this is just my speculation. I think they were thinking about moving, or they had things on their mind, and they said, well, it's going to be kind of tough to transport this dog anyway, and we don't want to deal with having this dog for too long for whatever reason. So it's better if we just euthanize them ASAP rather than say, okay, can we have a relative look after this dog for a little bit or a week while we try to find another home for it, right? But it seemed, I don't know, like I said, I don't know the dates. I couldn't pick it up. I was trying to rewind it a bunch of times while I was watching this thing with you guys, and I could not find, like, okay, if they had their flight on Friday, did they put them down on Saturday, or was it Sunday, or was it the Tuesday? I don't know. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, my Arc and my Tesla. Yeah, I know. I'm sad about that. Yeah. So the child, according to this article, is, where is it? See. So their 1 year old son Logan, in reaction to the Bowser bit their 1 year old son Logan in reaction to the young boy taking food from him. They added that their son has, quote, a little mark, and, quote, the injury wasn't that bad. So I don't even know where this mark exactly happened, right? They could have said, oh, the mark was like a dime size, or, oh, here's a picture of the mark. But they chose not to do that because it's like, I feel like they wanted you to just like say, oh, okay, yeah, it was justified on why you did this thing. Or we're just going to remember about how you said his last day was amazing and so beautiful and calm. Oh, really? Kathy? Well, I can't do anything. Market's already closed. He looks like Oreo in front of his empty food bowl. Mm. So these types of controversials make rounds every three. Don't know why you felt the need for making a stream of this one. I think it's because knowing that this person has 1.28 million subscribers, I'm positive that this is not the only stream that they've done like this. But it makes me kind of think like people are subscribing to this freaking bad acting over here. I'm sure this is not the only time they're acting like this. There must be other videos that they're utilizing some bad acting, but I'm not going to click on it because I don't want them getting any monetization from me. I don't want to look at any other video from them. No, they paid a vet. Yeah, so Parte says, I remember my family had to put down my cat due to cancer. He was 17, I was 27. I grew up with him. It broke my heart, and I was in tears all week. This guy's attitude doesn't match the tragedy at all. It's almost like both of them relieved they got rid of a problem. So, yeah, yeah, and first of all, Parte, like you understand, right? Like, and you're very familiar with it. I'm sure you still remember that pain, right? When you lose an animal, it's like you don't feel the, how would I say this? Like it's so painful and it's so raw. Like I lost my bird. You guys know I lost my little bird Salsa. I think it was in 2019 or 2020. Like I still remember that. It still bums me out. I lost my other bird due to old age. I think around 2018 or so. And yeah, it's like I would never ever just kind of have the same body language as this guy if I talked about an animal's passing, because it's like this guy is just like, I don't know, it's just like so much little, it seems like a calculated expression. It seems like an extended frown just to extend it for the sake of extending it for this video. Like, how am I supposed to look for this video sad? I think this video could have been a lot shorter, or better yet, don't even have the guy in the video, just have her do it, right? But him being put in that video, it just kind of makes it like you're looking at him and you're trying to see signs of like sadness, because if you guys have ever had a pet, you know how that feels like, right? You know how you would react if your pet recently passed away, especially if you had to put your pet down. And it's like I don't feel that from this guy. It's like I don't see that genuine sadness or remorse that I'm so used to seeing in pet owners, or even what I would feel in myself. It's just like, yeah, it's just like he has this like perpetual frown throughout his face. It feels very like a cash grab kind of thing. That's why it says we have some really sad news, right? They want you to click on it. Yeah, they should have actually filmed it. That would have been some great footage. Like, oh, look, I'm lying down next to Bowser, and here's his last breath. But who knows? Maybe that footage will come out in the future, right? Like, last hours with amazing Bowser or something like that, and do something where you put some, like, Enya music in the background. Okay, not Enya, because that's copyrighted music, but, something like editing, make it have this calming music, and be like, end it with Bowser, we love you so much, till we meet again. Something like dramatic like that. Like that would be a great click-worthy video. Seriously, it would be a great click-worthy video. Maybe I should be a blogger. But I gotta work on my fake tears. I gotta figure out something to cry about. Fake cry, and I gotta find someone that I can tilt my head against like that all the time. But I don't know. I can't figure it out. That's why I don't have 1.28 million subscribers. If they monetize, I don't know what the monetization rate is for 500K subscribers. Like, I've never hit that. So, anybody know? Anybody know what the monetization for 500,000 views is? Or acting was cheesier than for Shirley Temple. Yeah, Parte says their story keeps changing. Bull Terrier hunts hawks. Now it's a great breed. It was a concern for their toddler. Now and then she says she was perfect for her family. We just wanted to live this one last time, get living poses. Now I lost my bird in like I think what 2019 or 2020. I can't remember. I was so heartbroken about that bird. I think the bird passed away from paint fumes. So his name was Sao Sao. Very sweet bird, very loving, very shy bird. Never bit me. Never ever bit me. Kind of fat too. I don't know why. Like that bird was quite chunky for a. I don't know. There's something about like Sao Sao was a very chunky looking bird, a chunky looking lovebird, and Oriole's a pretty chunky looking cat. Oh yeah, X Bruce XD says yeah. It reminds me of those family vlogs where they run out of content. They just have a baby and milk it for 9 months. Hey, you know what? You know those vlogs where they have kids like that produces a lot of freaking money. Like sometimes you'll see people they have like a bunch of kids and they're like we have a surprise, another kid. And then when they have another kid, then they get more sponsorships from like Pampers or Johnson and Johnson or like baby brands. Those bring in a lot of bucks. So Oreo, did you just sneeze? Yeah, yeah. Cats, on the other hand, not so much. Especially not Oreo. Oreo, are you sneezing over here? Oreo, can you get a sponsorship from Glandex Butt Wipes? That would actually come to use. Oh well. Oh wow. Look at that. Will I get another bird? Probably not. Probably not. Oreo, come over here, baby. Come here, baby. Oh, come here, my handsome. Oh, handsome, come over here. Okay, Oreo, we gotta work on vlogging, okay? So, you, Oreo, I need you to be able to cry on command. You're almost there. You can whine, but I need you to cry. Okay? Or he's giving me this look like, are you shitting me? He's giving me that look like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm not gonna do that, Erica. Yeah, the problem with their birds, no, lovebirds only live about, they say 10 to 15 years. My first lovebird, he lived to be 16 and a half. So yeah, his name was Emmy. I loved him so much. But yeah, he passed away from old age. He actually passed away in my hands. I came home and he was. I found out he just held on until I came home, and then we were trying to rush him over to the vet. And then about 10, 15 minutes after getting into the car, right, to rush him to the emergency vet, he passed away. He had a seizure and he just let go. He was so weak. He couldn't move. It was like he had a stroke or something. Because the day prior he was perfectly fine, and I know for his care, I was giving him good food. I was giving him probiotics. I tried to, I have this thing with supplementation for animals. You can kind of tell with like Oreo. Oreo has so much freaking things on his diet. But yeah, for that bird, like I tried to take care of him best I could, and but it didn't make his passing any easier, because when he did pass away, and I saw in the condition he was in, he couldn't stand. He was just immobile. Um, it broke my heart, and yeah, I think he had a stroke. I think it was old age, and he had a stroke, and then he passed away. It was his time. But I'm happy that I got to spend, his last moments with him, and then we buried him. So yeah, I miss that bird every single day. It's been a couple years since he passed away, and I still think about him occasionally. He was a little yellow peach face lovebird, yellow and green peach face lovebird, predominantly yellow. Oh, yeah. So, the Queen of Brooklyn to Queen. Oh, yeah. I keep telling Oreo he's an influencer, but he doesn't. It's like I'm like, Oreo, you got to do something besides fall asleep, because most of the day he just likes to sleep. He's so lazy. Oreo, I can't get any content off of you. You're just gonna be sleeping the whole entire day, and then people are gonna say like, really, Erica, this is Oreo. Like he doesn't meow. I mean, like yeah, he does his like, kind of thing, but yeah, that's about it. He's such a low energy cat. But he's a little cuddlebug. He's a very sweet cat. So Emmy was he was like a little skinny bird. Towards the end of his life, his weight dropped down to 38 grams, which is very skinny for a lovebird. But it wasn't because I wasn't feeding him. Like I remember, the vet told me like, "Oh, your bird's underweight," and I said, "Look, he shares the same food as Sao Sao, and Sao Sao was like freaking 53 grams." So you got a 38-gram lovebird next to a 53-gram lovebird. They're eating. One is very hefty and the other one's skinny, and there's no shortage of food in that food bowl. And then the vet was like, "Oh," he just figured like, yeah, this is a older bird, so that must be it. But yeah, the vet was telling me that like, yeah, your bird is pretty skinny. I was like, I can't do anything about it. Yeah, and so Emmy was very sweet, but it was kind of like on his terms. He was a very, I don't want to say a popular bird, but he loved certain people, and but he hated children. Like oh my god, he bit children's fingers, but he was such a pretty bird. Sao Sao was always shy. He never bit anybody, but all he wanted to do was just be alone. Like he didn't chirp, but he just preferred to be isolated, and he didn't want to spend time with other lovebirds really. It's like there was another lovebird that my friend had, and like the friendly bird would come towards Sao Sao, like take 2 steps towards Sao Sao, and Sao Sao would take like 2 steps away from the bird. It's not like it's just like he didn't want to be social. It's like he's a very antisocial lovebird. So, but he was a very keep to himself kind of bird. Didn't chirp, just very quiet. Loved to eat. A total piglet of a parrot, and yeah, well mannered, quiet, and I was just so gutted when I found out Salsal passed away. So they were painting our building, and then the unit that we live in, they stopped painting it. Right, they finished, and then 4 days after they finished painting, they brought him back, and I think they were painting the other units. And I think the paint fumes killed Salsal, and that's why Salsal passed away. So birds can die within 5 minutes from paint fumes, and yeah, it killed him. So I was so heartbroken about that. I did a stream about that. Salsa passing away. It was just such raw sadness. But with that, what the whole point of the stream was is that if you guys have any parrots, right, do not underestimate the power of paint fumes. Some people said that they paint one side of their house and then the bird passes away. So even if it's the opposite side of the house, the bird can still, the birds are so sensitive to paint fumes. Like, you don't want to mess around with that. So if you guys are having your building painted, like, take the bird away from the building would be my recommendation until the painting is completely finished. Same with the house. If your house is getting painted, remove your bird from your whole house until the painting is completely done, because you do not want to lose your bird possibly to paint fumes, because it's such a preventable death. And the error is like, we would think like, okay, well, if they're done with our unit, it should be okay, but you don't know if there's a residual fumes from a lower unit that he can smell, and that possibly killed him. So yeah, but Salsa, I hope he's in a better place. I miss him a lot. I miss that chunky little quiet bird. So, but I have a chunky cat in my hand right now. I don't know if you guys can hear him, but Oreo. Oh, come here, my handsome. Come here. Come here. Oh, okay, Oreo. Okay, I know you're starving. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Unhook your foot, Oreo. Okay. Chunky boys goes off. So, yeah, canary in the coal mine kind of thing. But yeah, Salsa was really a very rare bird. Very rare that you can find a bird who's quiet, a lovebird who's quiet and keeps to himself and doesn't bite. And it wasn't due to training. It was just he was naturally that kind of like antisocial but nice bird. Not a mean bird, but just very keep to himself kind of bird. And I don't think I'll ever come across a bird like that in my life. But yeah, so something like that. You feel the sadness, and even though it's been over a year, it's like, if I talked about Salsa, it's like I wouldn't be making these exaggerated expressions. It would just be very solemn. It would be one expression. But unfortunately, if you have like one expression, at least what I'm picking up is people don't really like watching that stuff, because it's not like, head on the shoulders kind of it's not like, where is it? This one.
I don't even really know where. I feel like that's kind of it, huh? Yeah. We didn't want to do this, obviously. Also, we didn't, when you make a hard decision, it's like you don't want to make the decision. And then on top of not wanting to make the decision, you don't want to have to relive it and tell people you made the decision. And so, like, this is also really hard, just like filming this video and telling you guys. But, we want everybody to know where our other family member went, what's going on. And, if you've been following us.
It was the best animal I ever owned. Now I think the bull terrier is my favorite animal, period. Oh.
that's so cringy. The most reaction she got from him is when he said, "I think the bull terrier is my favorite animal." Period. Okay, you guys, I gotta stop watching this video for sure. Yeah, he was an antisocial lover. He did not like hanging out with other birds too much. He liked being distant from them. But was it a beautiful day? Salsa, it's supposed to be asal. Asal means I think it's AHSAO, SAU, means like long life. And there's like 3 Chinese gods. One of them is like good fortune. The other one is long life. I forgot what the other one is, but yeah, we decided to name him after long life, and sadly, Cao Cao had a short life. That's one of the bitter tragedies about it. But I do believe that my little bird is off in a better place, and I hope wherever he is, he's happy, even if he's 10 feet away from the other birds. I think about that bird every once in a while, and I wish him the best. Even though he's not in my life anymore, I still miss that bird so much. Yeah, he was a solitary man. Yeah, he was a solitary little chunky little bird. But I have a picture of him somewhere in my community page where I posted him. I don't know if I can find it. I probably can't, but if I do find it, I'll repost it in my community picture, and I'll be like, in case you guys ever wondered how little Sao Sao looked like, this is how he looked like. Yeah, but Sao Sao only lived about 5 years, and that's incredibly short for a lovebird. So my other one lived 16 and a half years. So Sao Sao only making the 5 year mark next to paint fumes, it saddened me so much because it's like he could have had so many years left to live, and paint fumes took him away. It cut his life too short, way too short, and yeah, if you guys know anybody who's painting their home and they have a bird, like please tell them, like, don't just remove your bird from the room. Take the bird outside of your building. Take the bird outside of your home, because even if they're done with your unit, you don't know if the painters are painting like only 2 stories below, and then the paint fumes like kill your bird. And that is one of the hard lessons that I learned from Sao Sao's passing. Yeah. So I will talk to you guys later. I gotta get going, but I wanted to do the stream. The stream was a lot longer than I wanted to do, but I thought it was a good stream to do. So this is at a 2 hour stream. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I like chatting with you, as I always do. And I think in the future, I know it can be annoying for some of you guys, but I would rather keep the stream focused on, let's say, whatever I'm talking about. Like if I'm doing like some sort of analysis on another video kind of thing, I rather keep the stream focused on me just like talking through it, and then I'll read chat, because sometimes, right, you guys notice it's like I'll answer a question and then I'll go off on a side thing, and I can't imagine like how a person could look at it and they'd be like, what, I thought she was like watching this video, why is she talking about her lovebird that passed away? Just, yeah, people be like, what, I want to hear more about the video first. So that's why I have this like distinction about when, here's what I wanted to say, and then afterwards I'll read chat. Yeah, so yeah, and the other thing too, and I've pointed this on this. If you guys follow any vloggers, understand that the way they make videos and the way they make their money is through you guys watching. So they're going to be tempted to edit things in a certain way, play up things in a certain way, trying to conjure up an emotions in people. And that's the reason why I think this experience came off the way it is. Now, if they were very matter-of-factly and they said, hey, if they explained it to me like how I would, right? I wouldn't have a 24-minute video talking about this thing. If it was in my situation and I stood by my point, I would say, hey, you guys, I wanted to let you know about our pet Bowser, our 9-year-old bull terrier. Unfortunately, we made the decision to put him down, and this is the reason why we decided to do it. So he bit our little dog. And actually, it's hard for me to even say that, because I don't believe that they made the right decision. I think it was wrong. They should have definitely rehomed. But if I had to put myself in their shoes, I would have said something like, yeah, so we were told by the Humane Society that if we had tried to rehome him, we would have still been responsible for him if he had decided to bite someone. And we had reason to believe or suspect that he might bite someone else, and we certainly did not want to have that liability. So what we did is we decided to euthanize him, and we did it in the comfort of our own home. We tried to make his passing as peaceful as possible, and we're sad that we did have to euthanize him. However, we felt like it was a necessity. Saying things like that, how I just worded it, although it is very matter-of-factly, like that kind of stuff would not get views. I would only get hate mail, right, if I worded it like that. So that's the reason why these two individuals, they worded things like saying, oh, he was amazing, and he was incredible, and it was so peaceful, and, just like drawing things out and using all those little emotions, and oh my goodness, we have a starving cat over here. Putting her head on his shoulder, and it's supposed to like emotionally manipulate you to feel for them rather than having you think about it. So I would implore you guys, if you guys ever watch any video of someone like explaining something, or why they did certain things, look at their body language and look, you know, are they trying to make you feel a certain way by distracting you, right? With their movements, with their frowns, with their, you know, wiping the tears kind of thing. Look in to see if there's really tears or if it's just like kind of thing like that. Because if it's fake tears, then yeah, that isn't legit, right? So I don't, yeah, you got, like, I was looking at this and the only real tears that I saw was at the end of here. See over here? And even when she was crying, what was she doing for most of the time, right? She was feeling emotional and she was holding the freaking cute terrier. Like, yeah, I want you to feel bad for us, but yeah, I'm so overwrought with emotion, but I still gotta show you my cute dog in the shot. Like, again, realistically, I don't know anybody who cries with a freaking holding a cute dog. I could hold Oreo like that, very similar to that. I mean, Oreo's chunkier, but I would not want to hold a animal like that for an extended amount of time, especially if I'm going through some sort of emotional ordeal. Yeah, so yeah, I know, Erica, stay on topic. No way. I know. So I will probably do this stuff in the future if I come across it. I'm not looking for this. This was really on my radar. I saw the Access Online article floating somewhere, and then I clicked on it. And I don't really watch this stuff, but it prompted me to click on it. And then once I clicked on it, I was like, okay, what is this? 100,000? What? 1.28 million? I mean, Lewis has about 1.56 million people, right? So this woman is only 300,000 people short of Lewis. And with her bad acting and all this BS stuff, like, really got her to 1.28 million? Who knows? Who knows? I'm obviously not an influencer of that level. And if I did, maybe I got to work on my acting lessons. I'll work on my parody video of me crying over a jar of pickles or something. You know, today we had to throw the pickles in the recycling. No, I'm just kidding. We had to discard the pickles in the compost bin. Nah. I'm gonna get so much hate mail. I don't think my little channel can handle a lot of hate mail. A lot of hate comments like, "How dare you diss her? You can't diss her. She feels some real pain for putting down Bowser. Don't you understand that was the hardest decision she ever made? You're not being kind, Erica. You're not being kind. You're being a mean, bitter woman." So, yeah. So you guys take care. Yeah, hope you have a great evening. And if you are curious about rewatching this video or any of her videos, please turn on ad blocker. Seriously. Just my opinion.